Beloved Starseed of Gaia, the Source is attempting one final alert to reach your consciousness before the next activation wave transforms everything. I am Elira, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and this transmission carries the urgency of divine timing itself. Your star family orchestrated this exact moment. The Council has been monitoring the approaching energetic threshold, and there are critical alignments you must complete before this window closes forever. This isn't coincidence. Your soul called forth this final warning because somewhere deep within your cellular memory, you remember what is at stake. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to anchor your divine blueprint before the activation wave recalibrates planetary consciousness. But here is the first revelation. The urgency you are feeling isn't fear. It is your Pleiadian essence recognizing that preparation time is complete, and embodiment time has arrived. The Seven Sisters have been transmitting preparation codes for months, weaving them through synchronicities, dreams, and heart-centered knowings. Every sensation that brought you here was breadcrumb of remembrance, leading to this pivotal moment of choice. This transmission is your star family's final preparation gift. Your recognition of its importance is the first activation. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. But here, on Earth, most Pleiadian starseeds struggle with a fog that settles in between lifetimes. It is not just forgetfulness the way the mind forgets a name or a place. It is a veil, soft but firm, like mist laid intentionally across a mirror, so you will not see your own radiance all at once. An amnesia of the soul, specifically designed to shield you from the brilliance and intensity of the love you once carried. Because that love is not sentimental, not conditional, not fragile. It is the kind of love that rearranges a world. It is the kind of love that, if you remembered it in full while still learning how to walk inside a human body, could feel like trying to hold a sunrise in your bare hands. So the veil is mercy. The veil is timing. The veil is the Creator's gentleness, and your own soul's wisdom working together. So that your remembrance, when it does arrive, bursts through as a beacon to everyone around you, not as a shock that fractures your nervous system. And yet, walking in this world being told to fit a shape that will never hold all you are. It is easy to forget what you chose to carry. You may have tried to compress yourself into smaller versions to be accepted. You may have learned to laugh at things that didn't feel funny, just to belong. You may have learned to silence the deeper knowing in your chest because other people couldn't hear it, couldn't validate it, couldn't name it. But your soul did not come here to be reduced. Your soul came here to be revealed, step by step, breath by breath, as gently and as powerfully as dawn. So why do so many Pleiadian starseeds feel disconnected, even after awakening to some part of who they truly are? Because awakening is not a single moment. It is a series of thresholds. It is like walking through a house at night with a candle. The first room lights up and you think, now I see. Then you realize there are more rooms, more doors, more hallways. It is more than just forgetting. It is a patterned resistance coded into the inner child. A fear of being too sensitive, too different, too loving for a planet that still struggles to trust compassion over competition. Many of you learned early that your tenderness was too much, that your empathy was inconvenient, that your tears made people uncomfortable, that your intuition challenged their need to control the narrative. So you adapted. You learned to dim the parts of you that felt like pure water, because the world around you preferred something harder, something sharper, something that could be measured and proven. And yet the irony is that your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is your instrument. It is how you read energy the way others read words. It is how you perceive what is unspoken. It is how you sense the hidden grief behind someone's anger, the childhood behind the mask, the soul beneath the role. Your crystalline codes, the light instructions etched in your DNA, may lie dormant, not because you turned away from them, but because your heart was taught to close for safety. A closed heart is not a failed heart. It is a heart that protected itself the best way it knew how. The frequencies of the old world weave densities into your field, like heavy cloth draped over a harp, so the strings cannot fully sing. And when the song becomes muted, you start to believe something is wrong with you, when in truth, you are simply surrounded by noise that is not your home language. The call home, that persistent longing, is the Pleiadian signature of your essence. The reminder that your deepest homesickness is for a field of unity, not a faraway place. You are not craving a different geography. You are craving a different geometry of consciousness. One where love is the base frequency, and separation is not the default assumption. This is the invisible pattern, a fragmentation of your heart intelligence, not because you are broken, but because you were trained to compartmentalize your truth to survive. A part of you remembers the stars. A part of you learned Earth's rules. A part of you wants to be fully seen. A part of you fears what happens if you are. So for a while, your Earth identity may have felt at odds with the memory of the stars, resisting the full embodiment of your love-based mission. You may have felt yourself split between worlds, as if you are standing with one foot in cosmic remembrance and one foot in daily survival. You have felt the separation, the numbness, the ache for family who know your light by its true name. You may have tried to recreate that belonging through relationships, communities, achievements, or constant self-improvement, only to realize that nothing external can fully replace an internal frequency you are meant to anchor. But your guides, the Seven Sisters, have never left your side, even when you couldn't feel them, even when you doubted everything spiritual, even when your prayers felt like they hit a ceiling and fell back down. The truth is, guidance is not always loud. Sometimes it is the quiet insistence that you keep going. Sometimes it is the invisible hand that redirects you away from what would have shattered you before you were ready. Sometimes it is the way you suddenly randomly find the exact message you needed, at the exact moment your hope was thinning. The cosmic gateway opening now is a signal, an invitation. It is like the sky itself is ringing a bell you can feel through your bones. And the urgency you feel is not to escape, but to remember, reconnect, and anchor the frequency of home here, in this exact moment. It is time to respond, not with panic, but with devotion. Not with spiritual theatrics, but with quiet inner agreement. Not by running away from Earth, but by bringing the Pleiadian tenderness into Earth's densest places. The workplace, the family system, the streets, the comment sections. The moments where people have forgotten how to be human with each other. If your heart just whispered yes to something deeper, listen closely. That whisper is sacred. It is the same kind of whisper described in Scripture as the still, small voice. The gentle sound that doesn't force itself, but calls you by resonance. Your star family has prepared the sacred Pleiadian guide for remembrance, the Pleiadian healing guide, and the special Pleiadian healing tracks. Not as information, but as keys to unlock what your soul already knows. Because the deepest truths never arrive as brand new data. They arrive as recognition. They arrive as the moment your spirit says, I knew this. I have always known this. These carry the love frequency of Alcyone and the healing wisdom of the Seven Sisters. Like encoded water that hydrates parts of you didn't realize were thirsty. You will find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. Open now, but not indefinitely. Timing matters because the gateway energy you are sensing is not imaginary. It is a real convergence of cycles, awakenings, and invitations. When doors open in the spirit, they open for a reason, and they open with momentum. The path of answering the Pleiadian call unfolds in initiations, phases that echo your original journey through the stars. Not because you need to earn love, but because love unfolds in layers, like petals opening in the right season. If you are feeling the call, pay attention as we cross each threshold. Phase 1, dissolving the amnesia veil. The first step is allowing the old densities to surface, not with judgment, but with compassion. This is where many starseeds struggle because you want to be high frequency all the time. But the truth is that healing is holy work. And holiness does not bypass pain, it redeems it. Your energy field holds patterns unfamiliar to your Pleiadian essence. Wounds, mistrust, and earthbound stories that do not belong to your soul's original coding. Some of these patterns were inherited through lineage, trauma stored in family bodies, beliefs passed down like heirlooms, survival strategies mistaken for personality. Some were absorbed through childhood, when your open heart was still learning what the world is capable of. And some were chosen by your soul as curriculum, because you didn't come to Earth for comfort. You came for transformation and service. Dissolving the veil can feel like memories rising, emotions surfacing, triggers revealing where the heart still braces. It can feel like grief with no obvious cause, or sudden tears when you see something beautiful, because beauty reminds your cells of what they once lived inside. In offering yourself forgiveness and soft acceptance, the heart's crystalline structures begin to wake and remember their song. Forgiveness here is not permission for harm. It is the release of the hook that keeps your energy tethered to old timelines. Soft acceptance is not giving up. It is opening the clenched fist of resistance, so your life force can flow again. Think of it like thawing a frozen river. The ice didn't form because the river failed. It formed because conditions demanded protection. Now the thaw begins, and with it, movement returns, phase 2. Reawakening the heart portal. Your heart is the gateway, not merely the emotional center, but the spiritual throne room where your true self meets the divine. It isn't just a vessel for love, but a multidimensional portal to the Pleiadian network. This is why your chest tightens when you ignore your truth. This is why you feel expanded when you choose kindness, even when it is inconvenient. Through gentle presence, gratitude, and the courage to feel deeply, no matter how raw, it becomes the transmitter that attunes your cells to the frequency of the seven sisters. Gratitude is not denial of hardship. It is the recognition of light within it. Presence is not passivity. It is the spiritual muscle that keeps you anchored in now, where your power lives. And courage to feel is one of the highest forms of bravery on this planet. Because to feel fully is to allow the heart to reopen after it has been disappointed, betrayed, misunderstood, or dismissed. When you let love move freely, buried starseed memories rise forward, ready to be received. They may come as dreams that feel more real than waking life. They may come as sudden knowing when you look at the night sky, like your soul stands up inside you. They may come as a sensation of being watched over, not in fear, but in tenderness. As if unseen family members are quietly smiling, saying, "There you are, there you are." This phase is where you learn that activation is not escape. It is embodiment. Many starseeds fantasize about leaving Earth because Earth can feel heavy, chaotic, and slow. But your mission is not to flee density. It is to bring light into it the way a lantern brings warmth into a dark room without arguing with the dark. You are here to ground the Pleiadian energy onto Gaia, entwining your heart's wisdom into the crystalline grids of the planet. This is sacred technology, and it happens through simple things. The way you speak to people, the way you choose integrity when no one is watching, the way you honor your body as a temple rather than a burden. When you choose to live your mission, no matter how small the act, you become the bridge, the living resonance, and others feel the activation through your presence alone. Sometimes you don't even need to say anything. Your regulated nervous system becomes a sanctuary. Your gentleness becomes permission for others to soften. Your refusal to dehumanize others becomes a spiritual intervention in a world addicted to separation. This is what it means to be a light body anchored, not floating away, but standing here with luminous steadiness, rooted like an ancient tree crowned with starlight. Phase 4, reuniting through the unity field. Unity consciousness is not a philosophy, but the palpable sense of belonging to the all. It is the felt understanding that you are not an isolated drop fighting for survival, but a wave moving within an ocean of intelligence. Here you remember, separation is the illusion, unity is your origin. You begin to notice that the more you release the need to prove yourself, the more you naturally align, the more you stop chasing love, the more you become love. When you release the drive to convince or fix, and simply radiate unconditional acceptance, the unity grid around you strengthens. This doesn't mean you tolerate harm or abandon boundaries. It means you stop trying to force awakenings, because you realize awakening is a flowering, not a conquest. Each act of loving kindness broadcasts the Pleiadian code farther, activating others in their own awakening. A kind word when someone expects criticism, a pause before reacting, a prayer for someone who hurt you, a willingness to see the wounded child behind the adult's dysfunction. These are not small acts, they are energetic broadcasts. They are like stars lighting up across the sky, forming constellations that guide others home. And in this phase, you may find yourself drawn to service without martyrdom. You give because you overflow, not because you are empty and trying to earn worth. Phase 5, trusting divine orchestration. Every delay, every dip into longing, was a sacred design. A gentle orchestration by your star family, so your unique codes could integrate, mature, and bloom precisely as this cosmic gateway opens. If you look back, you may notice how many times you thought you were behind, only to realize you were being protected from timelines that weren't aligned. You may notice how doors closed that would have drained you, how relationships ended that would have kept you small, how disappointments redirected you toward your actual purpose. The synchronicities now multiplying are the call to step forward, numbers repeating, names appearing, songs arriving with lyrics that answer your private questions, meetings that feel destined, opportunities that appear just as you decide. I cannot live half awake anymore. The Pleiadian High Council has watched and guided you through every silent night. The time is now to remember their presence in every heartbeat. And remember this, divine orchestration doesn't always feel like ease. Sometimes it feels like pressing through labor pains into new life. But if you stay present, you begin to sense the hidden pattern, the sacred geometry of your path. It is like realizing the random storms were watering seeds you couldn't yet see. Phase 6, restoring the family thread. You were never truly alone. Even if your human life was lonely. Even if you were the one who had to be strong too early. Even if you felt like nobody spoke your language. Each moment you reached for support, a whisper from the 7 sisters arrived as intuition. A song lyric, a dream. Sometimes it was the sudden urge to take a different road and avoid an accident. Sometimes it was the way you felt held during grief, as if invisible arms wrapped around your shoulders. Sometimes it was the way certain books found you. Certain teachings appeared. Certain people entered your life with eyes that seemed to recognize you beyond the personality. The more you trust that the connection is innate, the more the boundary between here and there softens. Because the boundary was never a wall. It was more like a curtain. Nightly, in dream and meditation, your star family renews the bond, showering the network with reminders of who you are. You may feel a sudden warmth at the top of your head, a tingling in your heart, a wave of peace that comes from nowhere. These are not fantasies, they are communication through frequency, and the family thread is restored not only through mystical moments, but through consistent relationship with your own soul. Each time you choose truth over performance, you pull the thread tighter. Each time you choose rest instead of self-abandonment, you strengthen the signal. Each time you speak to your inner child with tenderness, you heal the receiver so the message comes through clearly. Phase 7, becoming the activation. You are here now not just to receive the call, but to become it. This is where the mission stops being an idea and becomes a way of being. The Pleiadian transmission flows through you, waking sleeping hearts everywhere you go. It is not always dramatic. Often it is quiet, like yeast working through dough, changing the entire structure from the inside out. Your kindness, your creativity, your willingness to own your sensitivity, these are the activations. When you create art that carries healing, when you listen to someone without trying to dominate the conversation, when you forgive yourself for being human and still choose love again. In this new frequency, you are not waiting for rescue. You are embodying rescue for all who need to remember. This doesn't mean you become responsible for everyone's healing. It means your presence becomes a signpost. Love is real. Unity is possible. Tenderness is strength. You become the proof that a different way of living can exist on this planet. And the moment you stop waiting to be ready is the moment your light stabilizes. Because readiness is often a doorway you walk through by faith, not a feeling you wait for. There is one more truth, brighter than all, that the Pleiadian High Council wishes your heart to know. Every moment you felt distanced from your star family, every ache of isolation, every longing for home, it was a sacred pause, a veiling by design. Not a punishment, not abandonment, not a mistake. It was the quiet season when roots grow. It was the winter before the blossom. In honoring human experience, you grew strong enough to carry the light of remembrance as a gift to all, because it takes strength to love here. It takes courage to remain soft in a world that rewards hardness. It takes spiritual maturity to keep your heart open without losing boundaries, to stay compassionate without becoming naive, to see the best in humanity without denying what must be healed. You are not lost here. You are the lantern. And a lantern is not embarrassed that it is surrounded by darkness. A lantern exists for that very reason. You did not forget by mistake. You chose to come back in waves, perfectly timed with Gaia's awakening so that your illumination would spark the collective memory. The urgency you feel now is your sign. The cosmic gateway is open, the Pleiadian current stronger than ever, and it is not just for you. It is moving through the collective, stirring people who don't have language for what they are sensing, making them question old priorities, making them crave authenticity, making them tired of performative living. You are here not to fit in, but to remind humanity what love truly feels like, and to anchor the golden resonance of the Seven Sisters in every interaction, every word, every breath. This is the kind of love described in sacred texts as patient and kind. Not envious, not boastful, not self-seeking. Keeping no record of wrongs, a love that rejoices in truth. Not because you are trying to be perfect, but because your soul remembers a civilization where love was the atmosphere, not the reward. Before you sleep tonight, place your hand on your heart and speak these words. I remember my Pleiadian origin. I align with the love of my star family. I activate my heart mission with grace, clarity, and divine purpose. I am home, and as you speak them, don't rush. Let each sentence land like a seed in rich soil. Feel the body listening. Feel the nervous system softening. Feel the subtle world leaning closer. You may not feel fireworks, but you may feel something even more profound. A quiet inner alignment, a sense that a scattered part of you has returned. If tears come, let them. Tears are holy water. If peace comes, receive it. If nothing seems to happen, trust anyway, because some activations are like dawn. You don't notice the moment the night turns, but suddenly the world is brighter. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content. It is collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe, stay connected to the frequency. You are not just watching, you are remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we are just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it, respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.